Beats Planet.
Yo. Okay. That's dope. That's dope. What's happening, y'all? Vach Lombardi, Doski Woski, Peasky Weesky. New look. If you haven't noticed, just got some new things going with the interface and all that. We back, man. We back from Houston. I mean, not from Houston. Damn, we back in Houston from Dallas. The draft was amazing. I shared my thoughts on it last night, so I ain't finna get back in that again. But hey, man, this is the show. If you wanted to know my draft opinion, is it? It's the show. If you wanted to know, if you wanted to ask me anything about how your team did, grades and all that type of stuff. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not go through all 32 teams and draft guy. Not that guy. However, what I will do is I got this NFL.com draft tracker up. And if y'all ask me, I'm just taking questions all day. I'm taking Q&As. This show will be as long as you make it. You know what I mean? So OG Kush Cali 2K is for them Cowboys. A long ass name. You first, by the way. Salute to you. Aaron, Gabriel, Dead for Life, Michael, Zapazoid, Stroke My Magical Beard, Dead for Life, Josie, Aaron, Raul. Did I say Michael? Sam Pena, what's happening? Josh Carroll, Andrew Castillo, Zavon, what's happening? So, this is the opportunity to ask me whatever you like. I'm not going to do every single team because that's hard work for me. That's hard work for me. However, what I would do is I will address phone calls. I will address super chats. Maybe if I get a little thin on that, I'll jump in the actual chat box for a little bit. I'll just give my opinion from there. So, like I said, man, this thing will be as long as you make it. So we're going to jump in the phones right now. We ain't going to waste no time at all. We're going to jump into it right now. Keon, what up, man?
Hey, how's it going, Voss?
Man, Doski Woski, bro, chilling. What you got for the show?
I was just saying, I look at, I know how you said that you were kind of iffy on the Van Der Esch at the beginning, but there's these people who are thinking that he can, kind of be the next Kuechly for some reason, although he hasn't played a whole lot in college. What do you think about that?
Luke Kuechly is amazing, and I wish people would stop that shit. But like I said, man, I never had a problem with Van Der Esch. I just ain't want him at 19. I wanted Landry, Hernandez. I wanted Wynn. I would be okay with a receiver at 19. Like, that's kind of what my temperature was. You know what I mean? People I thought Leighton Van Der Esch was terrible. Nah, I just think he's soft, and I still think he's soft, Cowboy or not. He's soft, and he's gonna have to work on his hands. He's gonna have to stop dipping the shoulder, and he's gonna have to, deal with the point of attack better. Ways to cover that up is having your D-line be dominant enough to allow him to run free, or your 3-tech dominant enough to have him run free. David Irving is absolutely capable of that. But seeing the linebackers that we had, Sean Lee being nasty at will, Jalen Smith is, he's kind of limited as far as moving laterally and backwards, but he's a gangster moving downhill, pass rushing and covering tight ends. So we're going to put him at the Sam linebacker and be cool with that. But Leighton Van Der Esch is definitely the guy that can move backwards, that can move laterally, that can cover man and zone, that can run from sideline to sideline to make tackles for you. So I don't have a problem with the pick because it fits. It fits perfectly. I'm just a fan of Landry, Wynn, and Hernandez, and Ridley, and Moore, and they were all right there. But you know, if I had to use logic, I'm fine with the Van Der Esch pick.
Alrighty. Now, my next question is Vita Vea to the Bucks. How do you feel that will impact Tampa Bay as a whole?
It obviously makes the D-line better. You know, the D-line is probably going to be Jason Pierre-Paul, Noah Spence, Vita Vea, Gerald McCoy. That's cool. I like the linebackers over there. You know,
we got him. We got him basically to keep Quan Alexander and Levante David clean.
Right. I like those guys.
I really like it.
I like those guys. They're very underrated, and they can definitely play. You know, man, I think the Bucks will go as far as Jameis takes them, and I think that's fair. You know what I mean?
Right. And we did get a guy in Alex Kappa. Actually, have you actually been able to take a look at Alex Kappa past what the draft has been? Because they say that he was a very nasty player coming out of the D2. I think it was Holton State or something like that.
He's a nasty player, but think about this: if you take Terrell Crosby and drop him off at Yale, like he'll whoop them kids too. You know what I mean? Like I like Kappa, but he's playing against dentists and doctors and lawyers and shit. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And you know, the Senior Bowl is, you know, Senior Bowl's on my channel, Senior Bowl practice on my channel. He was still solid at the practices, but you know, he was kind of got pushed around by some talent. You know, when the Red Helmet Gangster showed up, when Andrew Brown from Virginia showed up, you know, a couple other interior guys, you know, they kind of brought it to Cap, and I do like Kappa's film though. It's dope, but you know, it's just you gotta temper your expectations, and you gotta wait and see what he does against pro competition.
Alrighty, that's about all I had, and I wanted to say thank you for taking my call. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Salute to you, man. Dead for life, Keon Williams, Doski Woski, bro. So the phone lines are open. 515-739-1285. Access code 309-104 is on the screen. If you want to call in and ask some draft questions or give your thoughts on your draft, you can hit me up. The super chat's available. And you know, after that, I'll probably go in the chat box for a little bit. Like I say, this show will be as long as you make it. If y'all don't want this show to be long, I'll cut this thing off and go play God of War, and we'll move on with our life. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Got a super chat, though. Jeff Pertite. What's happening, bro? He says, who would you start right now, wide receiver 1 and 2, week 1 for the Cowboys? Gallup and Hearns. That's easy. That's easy, man. You put Hearns at the X, Gallup at Z, B's at slot. And you're going to run your new kid, Dalton Schultz, at tight end. Easy peasy. Thanks for the fire, Jeff. Jalen, what up, bro?
Hey, you already know. Dude, you know who the coach got.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got that
Bane
man.
Nelson. We got Bane Nelson.
Bane Nelson. Hilarious.
Hey, man, the whole draft process, I know I was a big Barkley guy, and I felt like I didn't talk enough about Nelson, but every time I could mention him, I mentioned how close I thought he was to perfect. He is he's just a dominant football player. Like, there's no other way you could really put it. He's great at almost all aspects of the game. The only thing is he's got kind of slow feet. If you're talking about all guards in general, for his size, he's got excellent feet. But for all guards in general, he's got slightly slower feet than like the best guys out there. But Quentin Nelson, he stones guys at the line of scrimmage. He's super aware. He's damn perfect. And Andrew Luck, I'm glad Chris Ballard is protecting Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is a franchise. He is the entire franchise, man. Hopefully Quentin does his part in helping keep him upright for the next 10 years. And then the other guy I wanted to talk to you about,
Braden Smith from Auburn.
Yeah. What do you think of Braden Smith?
I mean, I like him. He's solid in the run game. He can move really well. You can tell that he's strong, but he's not that. He doesn't use his power to his utmost. You know what I mean? You remember John Wick? John Wick. The dude was talking about him. He says that he's a man of commitment. Sheer will, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. If Braden played a little more pissed off, you could see his strength a little better. But he is strong though. But coaching can probably bring that out of him though. But Braden will probably be your right guard, day one. Solid pick, and I save luck, you know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that. I think Darius Leonard at 36 was a bit of a reach, but if you like the guy,
hey,
plug him in.
Hey, I'll talk to you about Darius Leonard a little bit. I thought the same thing, but I really broke into watching some Darius Leonard. I mean, look. To me, in my opinion, I thought this was garbage when he did this with Rosen. But like you did with Mike White versus Rosen, what the hell does Roquan really do that Darius Leonard doesn't?
I would say Roquan's smarter, but this is what I get from Darius Leonard. When you look at the 36 pick and the rest of the linebackers on the board, I would say Darius Leonard is the last complete linebacker. You know what I'm saying? To where some guys may be smarter than him or more athletically better than him.
I don't know about that.
Jerome Baker and Malik Jefferson are more athletic than Darius Leonard.
Oh yeah.
But as a combination, his mental processing is better than theirs. You know what I mean? Kind of like with the Cowboys Van Der Esch pick. You know what I'm saying? Like yes, you can get Rashaan Evans, but Evans can't move backwards and laterally like Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch is more of a complete player. There may be guys better, but the complete player is what you're looking for. I think Darius Leonard was the last one left. So you plug him in. I think you got some sauce. Toure, Kamiko Toure from Auburn.
Oh man, I like him.
He's probably gonna pass rush on the other side of Basham because I still like Basham. You know what I'm saying? Taekwon Lewis he can give you reps from 3 tech. If you go back to the Senior Bowl film, you see he lined up outside, but he also lined up inside sometimes. So Doris Fountain at 159, I really like that pick too. So. Good
also
drive,
got Deion Kane late as hell.
That's
Deion
solid.
Kane, I love that one too.
That's solid.
Man, I mean, I really like our draft, but and then also the other point I wanted to get to about your draft, about the Cowboys draft, man. I don't know. I hope next year for your sake, I hope you're like slandering Nick Bosa next year because it seems like every time you're kind of iffy on a guy, it's like the Cowboys taking right. Taco Charlton, you weren't the biggest fan of him. You got Taco, you weren't the biggest fan of Leighton. Now you got Van Der Esch.
When I say these things, it's always relative to the guys around them. I don't have a problem with Taco Charlton. My problem is when people think Taco's going to come in day one and be amazing. Taco not going to be amazing day one, and he wasn't. But that's what you get when you draft at 28th. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Van Der Esch pick, like I said again, I haven't changed my stance just because Van Der Esch a Cowboy. He's still soft, and I still like Harold Landry more. I still like Hernandez, Wynn, DJ Moore. I like Calvin Ridley better than Van Der Esch, but when you look at the pick, Van Der Esch just works. It just works.
Yeah,
man.
It makes sense.
Right. So, I mean, I kind of bash Van Der Esch for being soft, but he's soft. He's soft.
But, now, what did you think of the Raiders draft? I wanted to get into that one.
The Raiders?
Yeah, what did you think about their draft?
Man,
I thought that was...
based on the 3 picks I saw, it was so trash, but let me pull it up so I can be precise with you.
It was Colton Miller, P.J. Hall in the second.
Oh, my God.
They drafted a punter. They drafted Brandon Parker, Arden Key. The good pick, I think they picked Maurice Hurst up in the 6th. I think that's a really, really good pick because Maurice Hurst is.
I saw something
if he doesn't die.
I saw something so hilarious on Twitter. They say this was in the 5th round, right after they drafted Hurst. They say if you look at the Raiders draft backwards, it's better than it is forward. That was so hilarious to me. But they got Hurst in the 5th, man. But Gruden can't draft guys, man. First of all, Colton Miller at 15 is a travesty in my opinion. He's a great athlete, man, but being athletic ain't football. You know what I mean? Football is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a combination of things. Brandon Parker from North Carolina, A&T, they actually traded up to get him. And in the third round at 65. He's actually a fourth, fifth round guy to me, so that's a reach there too. PJ Hall, I think it was much better. Tackles on the board. Sanat was there. Settle was there. Hill was there. It was a lot of guys that
they're just going for potential.
They went to go get PJ Hall, man. That was terrible. Then they got Arden Key. Look, I don't have a problem with getting Arden Key, but you can't make them first 3 picks then pick Arden Key. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then the Seattle pick in the first round. Oh my God, I couldn't believe their Shad Penny pick. I think the thing was so funny. They was like, if you're gonna draft somebody like Rashad Penny in the first, it's a good thing they drafted Michael Dixon in the fifth because you're gonna be punting a lot.
That's funny. I tell you what, man. Like Seattle didn't have a second or a third round pick, so I guess they were just getting their guy. But they still acting like offensive line ain't a problem. And like Russell Wilson,
I know,
wasn't running for his life all season.
Right there,
right,
Williams, right there,
right. So
I mean, and I think they kind of did well with the JaMarco Jones stuff. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. The draft was crazy. Baker went 1. I didn't agree with that, but. Hey, man.
I don't mind.
I think the Cardinals had a hell of a draft. I think my Colts had a really good draft. I really like the Cowboys draft, too. In Tennessee, I don't like to give stuff to Tennessee normally, but I thought Tennessee had a good draft.
Cowboys had an amazing draft, but whatever. Appreciate
one thing before I go.
Go ahead.
Hey, anybody who thinks Jerry Rice is better than Randy Moss is out of their damn mind, and they need to know football because Jerry Rice is not better at one single aspect of the game compared to Randy Moss. Randy Moss could smoke 12 blunts and be better than Jerry Rice.
There are some old people that'll fuss at you about that, but I do think Randy Moss is more talented than Jerry Rice, but that's whatever. All right, man, appreciate it. You have the right to call back if somebody call in talking shit to you.
No problem.
You don't get rid of Jalen. We're going straight to these platinum calls because y'all know we show love to platinum calls. G from Miami, what's up, man?
What's up? What's going on, Voch?
Doski, Woski, what you got for the show, bro?
Nah, I'm here to, talk about the draft a little bit.
Let's run it.
Specifically, because the last caller was like, he didn't agree with Baker Mayfield going to the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Baker Mayfield to the Browns is like a perfect match right there because like I don't know why people make it seem like it's Sam Darnold and then this big gap between everybody else. Yeah. It's like most people have Sam Darnold 1A and Baker Mayfield 1B, or Sam Darnold 1A and Josh Rosen 1B, or Josh Rosen 1A, et cetera, et cetera. Like this is not like Andrew Luck in like 2012 where he was like the clear-cut favorite to be number 1. And I think when it comes down to it, like if you look at it from like on the field, it's Baker and Sam, but like off the field, like Baker's the person that's really gonna like bring the energy and make that team relevant again. And I think that's what made the decision because like when you look at Sam Darnold, he's like kind of like timid, quiet. Supposedly from his interview, he did good on the interviews, but like he's like, quiet. But like Baker Mayfield is like. You're not going to get someone more charismatic unless, like, Conor McGregor just picked up a football and started throwing it. It's like he's going to be the person to make that small market team back to big market.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing I was thinking of was just my team-specific draft. Like, of course, number 11 pick, I love Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think he actually dropped really, really low. I think, like, just like Tunsil 2 years ago, this was a crazy steal. Because I was looking at it like he is not getting past Tampa Bay. Like, even if they don't plan on using him as a single high free safety, like, they need a lot of, like, cornerback help. Like, all their cornerbacks are, like, 5'10" and smaller. So I'm like, they need a tall, physical receiver. I'm like, he's not getting past Tampa Bay. And then when he gets past and drops to us, I'm like, how the player that Nick Saban said is the best player he ever coached at Alabama dropped all the way to number 11. And then I'm looking at his life, and I'm like I like football players like that. Like he didn't have nothing. He lost his house in a hurricane about a couple years ago. He had to eat free peanut butter lunch in his high school. And whenever he would get out of football practice, he would go back home, work on fixing his house, and then watch film. I think when it's all said and done, Saquon Barkley Quentin Nelson, Minka Fitzpatrick, and maybe one of the quarterbacks will be like first all pro or like Pro Bowl caliber players in like a season or two. That's a bold prediction, but what do you think? Also, like I'm looking at our second round pick and our third round pick, Jerome Baker. At first, I didn't really understand it, but like the second round pick, like Mike Gesicki, yeah, he's a bad blocker. Like he's a bad blocker. But when you really think about it, we're not, or the scheme we're using, we're not really going to use him for a blocker. He's basically a fourth receiver on the field. 6'6", big red zone target, 50-50 balls. He's the best pass catching tight end in the draft. I was kind of like, man, we should probably go with Dallas. But then I was like, you know, at the end of the day, we had one of the worst red zone converting. We was one of the worst red zone converting teams in the league last year. So it probably made sense to go get Tannehill, a fourth receiver. But like Jerome Baker, I mean, he had a downfall like last year, but his best season was 2016 when he was with Raekwon McMillan, who's also on our team. So I think they're gonna match that up again. But what was your thoughts on?
Okay, let me help you out, man, because I know you can get long-winded if I let you run, man. All right, so listen. Where we at? You Dolphins, right? Let me pull up Dolphins though.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, man. I think the only reason Fitzpatrick fell because teams don't really know like where he fits, like where to play him. You know what I mean? So he'll probably be a safety when he gets to Miami. I think there's an order of operation in which you should try this thing. You should absolutely try him at outside corner first. Then you should try him at free safety. Then you try him at strong safety. And you try him at nickel corner. Nickel corner should be like the last resort or whatever. But hey, man, you might have a top tier outside guy. It's a lot of things you can pull off with him. But I like the pick. Gesicki,
but like,
what's up?
But like you said
quickly.
Okay, like I feel like he, in terms of football intelligence, like playing the safety role and versatility, he's like up there with Jalen Ramsey. And like you're probably like, oh man, Jalen Ramsey went number 5, he dropped to number 11. But like Jalen Ramsey didn't have 4 quarterbacks that went in the first top 10 picks. I just think Jalen Ramsey is as smart as Minka and more athletic than Minka. Like he's an athletic freak. But I think when it's all said and done, a lot of the top 10 teams are going to regret on passing. But one last thing. I know it's too early, but the 2019.
Don't ask me nothing about don't ask me nothing about 2019. Don't ask me nothing. I don't know. I ain't been watching.
About no, I'm telling you about the quarterback rankings. I think it's bad. It's looking really bad.
Okay, I don't know nobody. I don't know a soul. I don't want to know nothing. But yeah, man, Gesicki solid. I think Baker is Jerome Baker, he's kind of like a Darren Lee type of fella. He'll, get there quick and not want to get none of that sauce or whatever. He's a great athlete, but not as nasty as I want to be. Kalen Ballage at 131 was solid. Yo, Jalen, I'm about to move on to a new caller, man. You have rights to call back if you're not Jalen, you're G from Miami. Pardon me. You have rights to call back if you need to, bro. Appreciate you. I'm going to address that in 1 second. Somebody say the new camera is spiffy. Absolutely. Because Patreons and Super Chats. I tell people it goes to the production of the channel. This is where we at. We getting new cameras. I got some backdrops in the way. I got a different other little situation to work on. And all that type of stuff. Kyle Chiaro Dallas picks up. What do you think? I'm gonna have to watch film on those undrafted guys later. I ain't go that deep. So ask me later on, bro, and I'll have a good answer for you. Follow me on Twitter or something. I'm gonna watch these guys like back to back in a row, and I'm gonna live give my thoughts about them on Twitter. Not no Periscope type of stuff. I'm just gonna tweet about it. But appreciate you for the super chat, bro. The whole 2019 class stuff, right? I was in my Facebook group. I was in my Facebook group and I saw a post about it was some early projections or whatever, some early season projections or whatever. They was talking about corners, like early corners or whatnot. And like Denzel Ward was on there, McFadden was on there, Tolliver was on there. Just some corners, right? Clearly, you know, like the top guys that we know who they are now came out in the draft, but just who the guys projected to be the top corners, you know, at that time. And it was a bunch of take this L, hold this L, L. I think holding L's for anything projection, prediction, or future talent wise, I think holding this L is like the corniest shit you could say to like for like prediction stuff. You know what I mean? Like something that's not concrete already. Because at the time, Tolliver and McFadden may have been the top corners at that time. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, I always say, man, a couple years ago, if you was if you was to ask somebody who the number one quarterback was, they'll say Cardale Jones, or they'll say like Paxton Lynch when he was up there, or they'll say Brad Kaya. Just to get your opinion, save the file, and a year later they say, boy, you stupid. Boy, look at this L you just took. Boy, you just. I'm like, that shit kind of corny, man. I never blame Mel Kiper for being wrong about a guy. You know, people are wrong about guys. This is a projection type situation. You know what I mean? This is a projection based game that we're going off of. You know what I mean? We're guessing. We're making assumptions. You know what I mean? Hypothesis, educated guesses. So I don't answer 2019 questions till I don't answer no question till I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? All that, take this L shit, take that, whatever. That's what I'm saying about Mel Kiper. Yeah. I don't have a problem with Mel Kiper being wrong. I just hate how we say dumb shit with confidence and his blatant him not watching film, doing the work type of stuff. That's my only problem I got with Kiper or whatever. But it is what it is, man. Quit being corny, dog. Quit being corny. Let's see. Let's get back into the phones. Also, another thing too, somebody in the comments say nation underscore or whatever, nation, whatever the name was. It was like Leighton Vander Esch is soft. Soft. How about you be a running back and try to pick up a blitz from Leighton Vander Esch? Okay, well, yeah, Leighton Vander Esch could definitely run me over, but I'm not a professional football player. And you know, when we say these things, like, try not to be emotional, because that's shit that my girlfriend does. You know what I mean? Like that's very, and this may sound misogynist or whatever. I don't care, but like that's woman stuff to me. You know what I mean? Like, quit being so emotional, bro. Oh, I bet you can't pick up a block from Leighton Vander Esch. Okay, cool, but you know, in the business of people picking up blocks from Leighton Vander Esch, he's soft. Get over yourself. All right. Sean Carter, mind your business. That's girlfriend, as you know. Guess girlfriend as a metaphor, you know, as a metaphor for, you know, one of my lady friends. Sam Pena, what's happening, man?
Hey, Vosh, what's good?
Dosky Woski, bro. What you got for the show?
All right. Well, I just wanted to ask you what you thought about Chargers. Have you watched any film at all on Kaiser White? Because
from West
the
Virginia,
Chargers announced him as a linebacker instead of a safety, which is what he was at West Virginia.
Yeah. I just think that's the lane that these, you know, that football's going towards. You know, I think a lot of will linebackers are going to be ex safeties moving forward. You know, you look at at what the Rams are doing with Mark Barron. You look at what the Jags are doing with forgot the kid's name, but they're undersized will linebacker type of guy. You know, it's going to be more common to move these safeties that don't really have a lot of range and put them in the box. And it's kind of like a 4-2-5 system. I don't know how familiar you are with, you know, 4-2-5 defense, but it's basically 2 linebackers, 2 strong safeties, 1 free, and 4 D linemen, right? And I think pro teams are leading a lot towards that in these packages. So yeah, Kaiser White is a hard hitting, fast moving safety linebacker type dude, but I think that's because he can cover, and you got to be able to cover out of base formation. You know what I mean? So you put him at linebacker. Will most likely you put him there so he can play against the run, and you don't just have a linebacker liability in the passing game. So I think that's solid. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been needing linebacker help for the past couple of years just because Denzel Perriman's always hurt, and Jatavis Brown just didn't pan out for us last year. So I'm glad that we were able to get guys like Derwin James, and we got one of the Red Helmet Gangsters. But we really needed a linebacker, specifically a will, and so getting Kaiser White I think is going to be huge for us.
Well, based on y'all's system is a little strange because y'all run a 3-4, right?
No, we run a 4-3 now.
Oh, you run a 4-3 now?
We switched when Gus Bradley came over.
That's interesting. Where y'all going to play Ingram?
Ingram, they're playing currently Ingram as their Leo. It's kind of like a system that Seattle ran with Bruce Irvin. He basically is playing like the Bruce Irvin role.
Okay, I got you. Because y'all picked up Nwosu from USC, and I was trying to see where he was going to fit because he'll probably play something like that too.
Yeah, he's the Otto in the role, which is basically like the Sam linebacker.
Man, I'm so tired of people asking me about some shit that they coach made up. I want to hear that. Man, somebody be like, hey, Vash Lombardi, what do you think about the symbol role we're gonna do in our new defense there? I'm like, that's some shit your coach made up. That ain't standard. Don't ask me that. What else you got, Sam?
All right. One last thing before I go. We need to get Jalen back on the phone because he did it again. He said something stupid. He talked about Jerry Rice did not do anything better than Randy Moss. Get him back on the phone. We got to have a talking to with him. Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver of all time, period.
He is the greatest, yes, but I think Jalen is leaning more towards skill set. I think greatness is synonymous with your legacy, and sure, Jerry Rice probably has the best legacy, but Jalen's probably talking about skill set. Like if we're starting things over, and both these guys are in their prime, and we're looking at a draft, and we're looking at strictly traits and measurables, you will probably draft Randy Moss over Jerry Rice. I think that's more so.
Well, if we're going to be talking purely based on skill set, then neither of them are the greatest. That would be Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson was bigger, fast, had stronger hands, was a better route runner than Randy Moss. So if we're going to be talking about just pure skill set, then neither of them would be the greatest.
Calvin ain't as smooth as Randy Moss, and I think Moss high points the ball better.
I don't know about that.
Nobody in NFL history high points the ball like Randy Moss, fan. Nobody.
I think I would disagree with you on that.
And you can feel free to do that, but nobody high points the ball like Randy Moss. Go. I might do a Randy Moss film session because I ain't got shit to do, but
I think the thing that bothered me about what Jalen said is that Jalen said that there was not one thing that Jerry Rice did better than Randy Moss, and I would disagree with that.
What's that? What's that one thing?
I think that Jerry Rice is the greatest route runner that we ever saw, just because the pure work that he put into it, his ability to get in and out of his breaks was much better, I thought, than Randy Moss. Even though I think Randy Moss was a better athlete. And I also think that if you just look at the toughness that he played with, maybe not necessarily in the high pointing the ball, but the ability to go over the middle of the defense and take a hit, I think he was much physically tougher than Randy Moss was as well.
Hey, Sam Payne, I'll probably let y'all fuss about that later.
We can disagree on that. Yeah,
I'll probably let y'all fuss about that later. Jalen, don't call back. Look at Jalen calling in. Damn. Jalen, 20 seconds. What you want? I'm not gonna be here long. What you want?
Randy Moss is better at everything than Jerry Rice, including route running too.
Okay.
And if we're talking about best route runner ever, that is definitely either Reggie Wayne or Marvin Harrison or Chad Ochocinco. Oh, and Calvin Johnson, he good. He has an argument against Moss, but Jerry Rice does not.
All right, Jalen, appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, Jalen. God damn, Sam Payne in my chat box. Yeah, y'all go in the chat box and fuss about this. Damn, that's all the platinum calls. All right, 620. Who this? What's happening?
What's up with you, bro? It's OG.
Holding it down for the Doski Woski, bro. What you got for the show?
Not much, man. I'm trying to get at you about the whole draft that we did this year.
Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you got?
What do you feel about the wide receiver and the DB situation?
I think we're fine at wide receiver and DB. I think I don't think Dallas made any big moves at safety because they feel good about Xavier Woods and Kayvon Frazier, and a part of me does too. The way I see it, you can't have this all Madden type team where you got, top tier guys everywhere. You know what I mean? So when you look at the defense, we did draft like 4 DBs last year, and I think the Cowboys' version of addressing safety was, hey, we drafted Xavier Woods to play free last year, so we're going to play him at free and see how he does. And if that doesn't work, we'll try again next year. But as far as the cornerbacks, that's definitely been addressed. Linebackers, we good there. D-line, we good there. So
I think Van Der Esch is more like Paul from the Jags or whatever his name is, Popo.
Nah, man. Like, I don't think Van Der Esch really has a comparison. People saying Bobby Carpenter and Brian Urlacher, neither one of those guys move like Van Der Esch. Like, Van Der Esch can actually move. Plus, Urlacher is like physically imposing. He's a very physical dude. Van Der Esch kind of soft to me. So, I don't really have a good comparison for him. Plus, I don't do comparisons anyway. But Van Der Esch is, for what we're gonna ask him to do. We're gonna try to get him to run free, and on passing downs, he's gonna go cover and run around in space.
He reminds me of the retired linebacker from the Jaguars that just retired.
Paul
Yeah.
Pozlonsky. I feel you. But,
yeah, Popo.
Right. But I feel like Van Der Esch moves better than him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he's just going to be a little bit quicker to get there on the calls.
Like it's so rare for anybody to be 6'5", 250 and to be able to move like that. Van Der Esch can move his ass off. So and I think in the Tampa 2 defense you need a receiver that can move. So you need a linebacker that can move. So I feel good about that.
You feel okay with Frazier? I don't really like the cat. He's all right. He get down and do some things good, but we went out and picked up this undrafted free agent, Quinero, who made that ESPN highlight pick with the club hand. Mm-hmm. Boy got hops and got some game. To me, from what our boy Law say, he looked like a baby Ed Reed. To me, he just know how to get to where he needs to be. Now, there's some things that he need to work on to be able to be a better player and to be what we're looking for. But I think he might be that hidden one that we didn't know that could be that one that's going to help change that defense.
You tell Law to call my phone right now.
Hey, he's the one that posted the vid, bro. I'm just saying. He say from his looks, and I'm not trashing boys' words. My man got some mad fire. All I'm saying is there are some things he does that do look like Ed Reed. There is some things where he do look like that ball hawking mover. And don't, like he said, it could be the color of the jersey. But, you know what I mean? It's something about this dude that make you go, okay, there's something about him. This cat had an interception with one hand and a broken hand on the other. He looked like Shaquem Griffin out there. No, not knocking that cat neither. But, come on now, a safety that out there that can move, that's something special.
I'll take a look at, like, it's pulled up in my, playlist or whatever. So like after I get through with this, I got to do a radio spot. Then I got to play God of War for a little bit. After that, I'm gonna watch a little bit of film and I'm gonna be live updating my Twitter about it or whatever. So as I watch them, I'll tell y'all what I think. So follow me on Twitter.
I ain't mad at you. I'm gonna go get me some more robots in real quick.
Hey, all right, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
All right, bro. Go.
Yeah. For you to say. Houston, what's happening?
Well, Nate.
What's good, man? This it?
Yes, sir.
What up, bro? What you got for the show?
I wanted to come back and vent my frustration about the Minnesota Vikings draft.
Oh man, let me pull your list up and let you run free. Let me pull my list up and let you. All right, okay. Look, the floor is yours, man. You can say whatever you. Don't cuss too bad, cause I ain't trying to get demonetized. But go ahead, man. Hit us with your best shot, Minnesota Vikings. How you do?
I can't take no money out your pockets, but I will say this: everybody want to make me feel better about the Mike Hughes pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can live with that. But my rebuttal to that was, we just spent, $84 million on Kirk Cousins. Our offensive line ain't the greatest, regardless of how you felt and whatever Kirk Cousins did. Case Keenum. He was okay about getting out the pocket. So it made Riley Reef and Mike Remmers a whole lot better than what he looked. So to pass on a Will Hernandez, to pass on a Braden Smith, a James Daniels, was a little puzzling to me. I get it. Mike Zimmer loves his corners, but damn it, you just spent a whole heap of money on Kirk Cousins. You need to keep this son bitch upright.
But you got Kobe Gossett from Appalachian State in the 6th round at 213. You don't like Kobe Gossett?
But we at that same spot last year in the 6th round, we drafted Danny Isidora. If Danny ain't played last year, Danny damn sure ain't playing this year.
Okay.
So miss me with the guy from Appalachian State.
Okay.
On top of that, okay, I live with Mike Hughes. I live with that because you know what, Trey Waynes, we just exercised this option. Okay. We go in the 2nd round and we pick Brian O'Neill. But I'm not the brightest football mind. I know a little something.
Right. I can vouch for that.
And I saw Brian O'Neill get his A double snakes whooped a multitude of times at the Senior Bowl practice. He's athletic. Yeah.
I can make an argument. I can make an argument that the draft Illuminati purposely put Brian O'Neill over Marcus Davenport to make Marcus Davenport have a good Senior Bowl game. I can legit make an argument for that.
That's cool. I can understand that. But I feel like there were a bunch of offensive linemen better than Brian O'Neill. And you can't tell me nothing different. The Minnesota Vikings, they played their board wrong. They panicked and they picked Brian O'Neill. They did not expect the run offensive guard to go that fast. It happened with a snap of the Thanos finger. It happened quick. So they panicked. Okay, you got your project. Okay, you think you can slide Mike Remmers on the inside. You think Nick Eason going to be okay after breaking his leg. Okay, fine. You still got to keep Kirk Cousins upright because otherwise, if you can't do that, what's the point of having a Adam Thielen or a Stephon Diggs or a goddamn Kyle Rudolph? He can't get him the goddamn ball because okay. 3rd round, we trade back. We need a second pass catching tight end. Ian Thomas is sitting right there. We said, you know what, let's trade back and get another 6th round pick that's not going to play on the team, probably be on the practice squad. Okay. We go and get Jalen Holmes. I actually know a little bit about Jalen Holmes. Now, granted, he played on a stacked Ohio State team, so he was mostly a rotation guy. Okay. We're going to play him at 3-tech. Okay, but you just drafted Jaleel Johnson last year. He didn't even see the field. And we just got Sheldon Richardson. Okay. So we're at the point now where we're getting a whole bunch of project guys. We're comfortable with our team, and I understood that once we made that pick. We're getting a whole bunch of developmental guys just in case the guys that we have start asking for too much money. Okay, that's the kind of draft we're having. I get it. And after that, I kind of panicked, and, we traded back in the 5th round. I'm thinking we're going for Holton Hill. I really like Holton Hill, but we traded up for a fucking 6'5" kicker. I lost it. So I cut the draft off, and I continued to play God of War. And then the draft was over, and I loved our undrafted free agents, actually. Okay. We got a Holton Hill. We got a Corey Robertson. We got a Hercules Mataafa. We got a goddamn Rock Thompson. We did a whole lot of good things. We were very aggressive in undrafted free agency. But the draft as a whole, for me, I did not like what the Minnesota Vikings did.
There's Jalen in my comment section. He says, "Who do you think is better out of Moss or Jerry Rice?"
Yeah, it just depends on which day you catch me on. I like Randy Moss because at 6'5", running 4.3, and he was the greatest high point catcher of the ball in my eyes. I mean, it was just the different times. I mean, Jerry Rice, at that time in football, it wasn't a whole lot of rules to protect, the corner. And now we're in a time in football where it's very easy for a receiver to get open over a DB because of the rules have changed. You can't touch a receiver after 5 yards after the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. So it's just a different time.
Okay. So overall, you pretty pissed off at your draft, huh, bro?
I won't say I'm pissed off. Like I said, after a while, I understood it. But you got to protect your investment, man. That's all I'm saying. You needed to come out of here with at least one impact offensive guard. And you had 3-4 of them right there. You just passed them up for a corner who's probably going to be good in the future, and he's probably going to be your immediate kick returner now. Mm-hmm. But that was just a waste of pick, in my opinion. And you need to protect Kirk Cousins today.
What you think about Daniel Carlson in the 5th?
That's the 6'5" kicker that I just didn't understand why we need a 6'5" kicker. Now, granted, he was said to be the best kicker in the draft, but the last time we drafted a kicker out of the SEC, it didn't last too long. We had 1 or 2 good years out of our. I can't even think of the son of bitch name now because shit. I can't think of his name, but yeah, I'm not happy about trading up in the 5th for a kicker. Mm. And then they started to run on kickers and punters, so it is what it is, man. I actually like Kai Forbath.
Well, Seg, good to hear from you, man. You work tomorrow?
I do.
Yeah, what you been hearing about the machines we got to use?
I haven't heard nothing, but apparently they were supposed to go live with that today at 12 o'clock, so I haven't heard nothing else about it.
Okay, I'll probably hit some guys up, see what's going on. All right, man, I'll let you later.
All right, man.
Yep. Broski was not excited about the Minnesota Vikings draft. Canada asked what I think about Frank Ragnow. I was kind of surprised that he went before Billy Price and James Daniels. I'm more of a, I'm a James Daniels top center guy. You know what I mean? Ragnow went first, though. Great intangibles guy. Loves football. Great leader. Great attitude. Great hard worker. Solid with his technique. I wish he was a little stronger, though, and that's okay. He's definitely put a helmet on a helmet guy. Like if you're running like a zone run type of scheme, he can get to his block and maintain it. Like I said, put a hat on the hat. He can execute the blocks well, but he kind of gets real close to you. He gets belly to belly with you. You know what I mean? And that could be a bit of a problem. That could be a bit of a problem because guys on the next level will just bench press you and get you off of them. So, Ragnow is solid. I would just prefer James Daniels. Now, James Daniels had a character issue which made him drop. That he was probably the most talented center. Just I said he wasn't like team player guy. Like the attitude that you need to be top tier in the league. They say he ain't have it. So. Bosh, what do you think about the Bo Scarborough pick? I don't. I don't. Scout team, who knows? Practice squad, whatever. 717, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Doski.
My name Juan.
Doski Woski.
Just listening and everything. I really was listening because I'm a Niners fan.
Okay.
And our draft threw me for a loop. I didn't understand the McGlinchey pick.
Yeah.
Because they said they was trying to protect Garoppolo, but then they traded one of their best pass rushers for a person who's a run blocker. Mm. That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
and when y'all could have possibly traded back, got some more picks instead of trading. They threw me off, man. I'm upset about that pick. I tell you that. I mean, if he turned out and he's good, that's good. But from what I see, it's like, why wouldn't y'all try to get like a player you know for a fact is a Pro Bowl player? Y'all at pick 9. They're there. Y'all the pros. Mm-hmm. But y'all picking somebody to fill a position that you really already had. You know what I mean? He's better than average, that's for sure. Trent Brown, he got a lot of praise from like Von Miller and all them type of people like that, saying he's like one of the best tackles as far as pass rush and all that type of stuff. But they traded. I don't know, man. Niners, they really threw me off. I was upset.
I ain't trying to bust your bubble, bro, but McGlinchey, Dante Pettis, Fred Warner, all those picks were a bit early to me. Just my opinion.
They were all early.
Yeah.
They were all early. That's exactly what it seemed like. It seemed like y'all was jumping the gun. It seemed like y'all was like really jumping the gun. Every player y'all picked, and they're new.
Yeah.
That's a new coach. Urshier, it's a new general manager. Y'all making mistakes right now. Y'all making mistakes.
Even though I like,
at least that's what it looked like to me. It looked like y'all making mistakes because all them players. How come the whole country feel like y'all missing players? You know what I mean?
Even though I like Dante Pettis, I think, drafting early in the third, you probably could have got him early in the third. Like that third round 6 overall pick, that third round 6 pick that you got Fred Warner with, you probably could have got Dante Pettis right there. And
well, Vosh, we already had a pick in the second round.
Yeah.
I think we picked I think that trade up there, I think we was coming like 7 picks after.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But y'all traded Trent Brown for a third round pick and still gave up a 5th round pick. Y'all just flip-flopped the player. I feel like that's a big mess up because you in the top. You know what I mean? Say we ain't up there again. I think they felt good because last year we was in the top 10. This year we in the top 10. They get to evaluate everybody. They going to see what it's like when we in later. You can't take everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the Mike Guacamole pick was I think that was way too early for number 9, but it's not my business.
Tavares.
They
were saying that they felt like the Raiders probably was going to take him. That's why they did that.
No.
What?
Tavares
the Raiders take him, man.
Tavares Moore at
you know what I mean? Do you honestly think there's somebody later in the draft that's decent or just as good as Mike McGlinchey?
As a tackle?
That you know of anyway?
As a tackle?
As a tackle.
I would rather take Tyrell Crosby later than to take Mike McGlinchey at 9.
And where Tyrell Crosby? Where'd he go?
I mean, Crosby ended up going late in the draft, but I think he fell because people think he got too many interests besides football. Like, he a piano player and he all into some other stuff. But his talent is second round guy. But he fell because
they didn't make no sense. It seemed like they just only was picking role players to fit a position. Yeah. But y'all not going for it. It don't matter. If you can find the best player, they're going to be an impact. Y'all trying to fill these spots. I don't know. I think they're getting a little too happy. So we got them wins at the end of the year. I don't know. I guess they feel like Garoppolo the savior. And he's good. He's really good. But you still got to find better, you know what I mean? Like better leaders, like real football players. Not just getting somebody because they've been practicing they've been doing this all the year and they okay at it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They threw me off. I like some of the picks. You know what I mean? I like DJ Reed. He's cool. I like him. Yeah. I like the fact that they did get 2 kick returners, 2 of the best kick returners. I know that could be a help. We get some touchdowns or something like that.
Tavares Moore from Southern Miss is a really good pick too. So,
yo, he's nice. I like him a lot.
Great safety.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like him a whole lot. I like that pick too.
Mm-hmm.
It just threw me off in the beginning of the round because I feel like if y'all would have controlled that better, y'all could have still came around with all them other players y'all got easy. You wouldn't have to trade Trent Brown. You know what I'm saying? You still could have got another decent tackle. A good tackle that do run block. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You could have done that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? That threw me off. And I did want to talk about the Jerry Rice thing.
Go ahead, Niners fan.
What you say?
I said, go ahead. Go ahead. What you got, Niners fan?
Yeah, I'm saying it's to me it's like LeBron Jordan type thing. People think LeBron's better than Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, if you played on that team and that person didn't show up, he wouldn't be that good to you. And that's what Randy Moss do. He don't show up all the time. You say he's one of his great high baller. He is a good high baller when he wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. But if you ain't always going to do it, what does that matter? Well, Randy Moss came out and said, hey, I don't really like going through the middle.
I was just
so you changing up the whole scheme because you don't like going through the middle?
I was just talking about talent level, you know what I mean? But all the intangible stuff, all of the intangible stuff is not close, but as far as like physical talent, it's basically what I was saying. But yeah, I feel you.
Oh, I thought it was saying like he's better, he's more skilled though.
Skilled, talent,
like,
yeah.
Are we just saying what are we talking about skill? Skill of what?
Well, you know, working hard is more of an intangible thing. I don't think that has much to do with his actual skill set.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Right.
But so Randy Moss, he's faster, he can jump higher. You know what I mean? He's more athletic than Jerry Rice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I understand we separate the intangibles, but I mean, I guess it boils down to that. What do you see as skill? What do you see as intangible? To me, showing up, like having that heart, having that fight, having that toughness. I don't know. I guess that's intangible. But to say he's better, there's no way possible. How is that man better? He don't even know how to control himself. You can't get in the Super Bowl and start talking about somebody's in the Hall of Fame and you ain't even win yet. Why are you talking? Don't talk. You ain't even win yet. Finish the game, then go if you want to go talk some shit like Richard Sherman did. But
all right, man. Thanks for the call, bro. I appreciate you, dog. That dude was not having Jalen and his Randy Moss talk. Good call, though. G from Miami, 20 seconds. What you want? Are you muted? G from Miami. All right, we're gonna get rid of G from Miami then. So, and Dill-esque, what's up?
What's going on, man? All right, so look, I wanted to call it real quick. I'm a Niners fan. I want to say a couple things. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of Niners fans are upset about the pick. We wanted Derwin, we wanted Roquan, but I think the problem was once Roquan was gone, what do you do now? We do have Tart. He was a good safety. He just got hurt last year. Mm-hmm. Adrian Colbert was a 7th-round pick, but he bought out last year. He graded out really well.
Right.
We still got Ward, who's coming back from injury. Mm-hmm. Now, if he can stay healthy, he's a really solid player you can cover.
Right.
Now, I wanted Derwin. Don't get me wrong, I love Derwin. I think Derwin's one of the better players in the draft. But you also have to think ahead. Trent Brown, great pass protector. Horrible run blocker. Can't run the outside zone, which Kyle Shanahan loves to run. And if you look at, if you watched any of the games last year, not you, but Niners fans, he couldn't run to Trent's side, and he was frustrated. A lot of games he wasn't able to run to Trent's side. Now, what McGlinchey does is allows Kyle to run his full offense, right, to be able to do everything he wants to do on offense and not be hamstrung by mostly running, behind Joe Staley. Now, when it comes to some of the future stuff you want to think about, Trent he came into camp sloppy and out of shape, like 350 pounds. That's a problem. He doesn't have the motivation or the work ethic. And he was going to be in line for a pretty big contract come this offseason. So what you do is you save yourself some money on the back end by getting a young tackle, who a lot of people said was the best tackle in the draft. I would have preferred Isaiah Wynn. I think he could play tackle for us. I would have preferred trade back, but I do get the logic behind what they did. You take the money that you would have been paying Trent Brown off the books, you save that, and then still got $40 million in cash you can use on the free agent class in the next offseason, right? So then people are upset that they traded up to get Pettis. I can see that, but this wide receiver draft class is really dependent on how you grade receivers and what you think they do for your system. Now, Kyle Shanahan is a top tier offensive mind, and you got to understand that he knows what he wants in a team. Dante Pettis, arguably the best route runner in the draft, can really high point the ball. The NCAA record for punt returns.
You say Dante Pettis the best route runner in the class?
Say arguably. So you can argue some of the other players, but I definitely think he's up there. I definitely think he's up there. I mean, I think there's no question at all. He's a very intelligent route runner too. He understands the way he needs to use leverage, to use his wide receiver. To use the quarterback's body against him. Like, he understands the game, and that's one of the things Kyle Shanahan was looking for. Very good route runner. I mean, please show me some film when you disagree, because we can go over it. I mean, we can pull it up right now.
I mean, he's a good route runner. I absolutely I feel like he's a good route, but the arguably the best in the class. The best in the class.
Arguably, I mean, you can go Deshaun Hamilton, Anthony Miller.
I was gonna say
Pettis.
I was gonna say Gallup, Miller, Ridley.
Oh, really definitely. Gallup is good, but I feel like you got a little bit of that Cowboy. I mean, I know you got drafted Cowboy, so I'm gonna just I get it.
Well, Gallup was my fourth receiver rank, and I dropped that prior to the draft. So I mean, it ain't biased, real. I'm just saying.
I'm just messing with you, man. I like Gallup though. I think Deshaun Hamilton, Anthony Miller, Pettis, Ridley. I think those are the top route runners. I mean, at least that I watched in the draft. I like Gallup a lot. I think Gallup is one of the better receivers in the draft. Obviously, when it comes to high pointing the ball and catching balls in traffic, I mean, I think he's going to be somebody that can really grow with Dak.
30 more seconds, bro. 30 more seconds so I can keep this moving.
All right. Well, my other thing was, if you got to look at what I understand you look at the draft as a whole. What they want to do is get athletic and come into this modern era of football by putting speed and power on the field. And that's really what it's all about. Some of these players will swings, and hopefully they work out. But I think it's in the end, I think that you got to wait to see. You can't just go now and be like, oh, man, these are horrible picks, and be all upset. Because you just don't know how it's going to work out. Just give it some time. I think by this time next year, the Niners fans will be really happy about what we achieved.
Okay. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the call.
Yep.
All right. Ooh, I'm about to pull that clock out on some of y'all here, boy. Oh, man. And G from Miami called back, but you got 30 seconds since you called already. What you got, G?
Look, man, you got people in your comments talking about Minka's Jabril Peppers 2.0. That's retarded. Jabril Peppers was good at all the positions, but not great at them. Like, Minka is he didn't have a position because of his scheme. When what was it? Not Tim Williams. It was Eddie Jackson. When Eddie Jackson went to the league, like, they took Minka from the outside corner and they put him at nickel because that's where Eddie Jackson was playing before. These people gotta understand, when I say Minka has Jalen Ramsey instinct.
I appreciate it, G. Hey, for calling, G. Oh, man. I'm falling asleep up here, man. Hey, man, I've been up real late. I still got a little hangover from the draft, man. Not a hangover, but I just been up late. I do think Minkah Fitzpatrick is way better than Jabril Peppers. I even had my issues with Jabril Peppers coming out. But I don't know. It is what it is, though. I think that's about it. Hold on, y'all. YouTube likes to content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Vach Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute. Okay, I had to get that out of the way. So with that being said, we got a call. Let's see what we talking about here. Yes, I'm back in H-Town. Finally. Got the day job tomorrow, though. I'm tired of saying. 631, who this?
Jake Luna, what's up, Vach?
What's happening? We was just about to wrap the show up, but I'll give you 1 minute. Go.
All right, I want to talk about the Jaguars draft.
Okay.
I think they drafted really well. I think Ronnie Harrison is the replacement for Barry Church, and he's going to fit in great there. I think Taven Bryant fell into probably the best position for him. He's got to be able to sit for a year, and then he's got to be able to replace Malik. And I think DJ Chark is going to really open up that offense. I think he's going to be a great deep threat. And I think that he's got to be amazing off play action for them if Bortles can actually hit him.
That's a great point. What else you
got? Will Richardson, I thought was a steal in the 4th round. I think he's got great knee bend. I think he can play right tackle or left tackle. And I think he's going to be Parnell's replacement after this year.
Okay, fair. What else?
Let's see. The 7th round guy, Leon Jacobs, I didn't watch him, but I've heard great things. I think
all right, man. Appreciate it. That's all we got, man. That's all the time we got. Thank you. Appreciate it. Look, he wanted to wrap it up. He kept trying to wrap it up. I wouldn't let him. Ooh, I hope y'all don't take it personal. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for calling in, but I just... Damn, that's funny. I think that's all we got for today, man. I think we had a solid show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of all this. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. You can like this thing. Please, can y'all drop some likes on this? Thank y'all so much. Hey, man, look, if y'all got a favorite film session, drop it on Reddit. You know, if you're a Jags fan and you like my Taven Bryan film session, put it in Jags Reddit. I appreciate y'all for doing that. That's all I got, man. That's my time, bro. I'm tired as hell. I'm about to go play down in Lake. I'm about to lay down and play God of War and enjoy myself, and relax before my day job tomorrow. Y'all hold it down for the 7 Vicious singing, Otis. You know what that is. Sam Pena, where you at? Singing, Otis. All right, y'all. Y'all hold it down for the Doski, Woski, and Peace, Whiskey, y'all. Salute.